Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing with the Clique Kits Gather main kit and some fun mixed media and a black background. I'm also going to be playing with the new sketch from Clique Kits. This is the October sketch, and you are more than welcome to pull out your crafting supplies and follow along with this sketch and enter to win a prize on the Clique Kits Facebook group. So, what am I doing? I have a black background, and I'm taking some close to my heart white daisy ink. This is a lovely ink, and all I'm doing is I am making myself a white base to place my photo and to place all of my elements so they kind of pop off of that black background. I just have my Tim Holtz stencil brushes, which they are the most amazing things. Like, I have been using them a ton over the last couple of weeks, and they work so well. So I know I want a pretty big, heavy, wide swath, because if you saw the sketch at the beginning, we're going to kind of pile a whole bunch of stuff on top of this. So this is just creating a base. It's not, you're going to see a little of it, but not too much. And also this white ink will dry back, so whereas right now it looks really white, it dries back, so it will be a more subtle element or subtle background to my other elements. But you'll see when you see the finished layout how much this background adds to the entire look and feel of the layout. I thought about using my linen one too, but I tried it off on some scratch paper. It didn't really match or go. So time to clean up and move on to the next layer. So I decided I wanted a little bit more splatter on this background. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Ultinu Pure White is it called? I believe it's Pure White ink spray. It's a really nice white ink spray. And again, it's like that white daisy where on this black background it will dry back, but it won't dry back so far that you can't see it. Like, you still can see all the splatters in the background. And of course, nothing, when it comes to white splatters, nothing compares with just some watered down white acrylic paint. That's the very best for really like white splatters. But this Ultinu ink, I'm very happy with it. It does what it should do. It really does. It works well. And then I'm going to use my Glorious Days Vibes, which is gorgeous. I think Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine is like the poor man's Shimmer's Golden Glorious Days. So that is just my opinion. Don't get mad at me, but I think that Shimmer's Glorious Days works so much better than Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine, and it's not discontinued. So I'm just going to go ahead and splatter some gold and some white, and then I'm going to leave this to dry because that white daisy is a pigment ink. So it needs to dry really well. Now, the great, amazing, like awesomeness that is stencil brushes and inks is that you get this amazing look. And you do have to let it sit and dry till the ink is thoroughly like cured and dried, but there's no warping. This is just like the cheapest of the cheap black cardstock. This is, oops, I'm out of black cardstock. Let me run to Joann's and grab a 25 pack. And so it's not heavyweight. It's not, you know, any kind of heavy duty black cardstock. It's just black cardstock. And so, but it works. It works for this technique fabulously, and there's no warping. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go off camera now, binge watch a little bit, and do some fussy cutting of all of the flowers. I fussy cut all the flowers. I took that entire 12 by 12 sheet, don't cringe, and I fussy cut all the flowers. And here's my photo. This is of my two nieces, and if you kind of like look closely at the photo, you can see my nephew, Julian, who is totally photobobbing this photo, which makes it all the more perfect to scrapbook. So when I said that I fussy cut the entire 12 by 12 paper, I totally meant that. I even fussy cut all of the flowers that are on the edges, and I am going to use that to my advantage big time on this layout, because what I'm doing is when I pull up one of those flowers that has a flat edge, some of them are getting tucked behind the photo, but they're also getting tucked along the edges of those two corners at the top and the bottom, which makes it look, you see, like there, like flowers are just going right off the edge of the paper. And I love, love, love that. It makes it so easy when you fussy cut an entire 12 by 12 sheet to fussy cut the edge flowers, the things that are on the edges, because that creates perfect flat edges that you can use against the flat edges of your page. And so I think that at the end, I am going to use all of the flowers off of the entire, oh, apparently I'm checking my phone. Or maybe I was starting a new podcast, who knows? Because what I generally do when I'm scrapbooking is I have my earbuds in my ears and I am listening to a podcast. And you know what? For whatever reason, that just kind of makes my scrapbooking go a little bit easier and faster. So, yeah. I love how this layout turned out, you guys. I love it. I love it. I want to like hang it up and frame it. It's so beautiful. It turned out, it just worked. So you can see how the background kind of went ahead and kind of dried back a little bit, but you can still really see, that swath where we created a little bit of a base for all of our other things. So I'm going to put my photograph. Now I have glued down all of the flowers at this point, all of them, except for those white ones. And then I did end up with that one big cluster that I didn't fit it on the page, which was totally fine because I'm going to use that on a card later on this month for sure. So now these little white flowers, I'm going to place them in and around, and I'm going to use pop dots on them to give them some lift and dimension onto my layout. And then I have also gone through some of the printables and some of the die cuts that came in the Gather main kit, and I'm going to add some of those to my white swath as well, which is going to be super fun. And yeah, this is going to be the best. So I'm going through here and I'm adding these little heart die cuts, and I'm going to pop up some of those. My title is going to be the tag from the printable and then a die cut from the die cut pack. So my full title is going to be Beautiful Perfect Moment. Even with my nephew photobombing, oh my goodness, he is so hilarious. And I think that he just provides this amazing juxtaposition to this whole like gorgeous, quiet, sweet layout, and then his little head. So I have some black and white twine. This is my very favorite twine. This is literally like the only twine I keep in my stash. I don't even keep ribbons or things like that, but this black and white twine I keep. It's from Maya Road, and I use it. I buy like a big spool of it. You can see the spool over to the left, and when the spool gets low, I buy a new one. And I'm just going to use that to kind of pop in to this little, the end of the Beautiful, which was like a tag. And then I'm going to make sure this is good and stuck down, and I'm going to make little fun curly cues with my twine, which if you watch my channel a lot, you know this is like my thing. I love to do this. So I'm taking the Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive, I'm drawing a line of glue, and then I'm just pushing the twine down into the glue. I love tags that have the black and white twine at the top of tags and then curly cue it out. I think it just looks so pretty, and it's one of my very favorite things to do on a layout. And then, so I'm going to go ahead, and you can see here how I'm taking that twine, pushing it down. We do have a lot of new subscribers to my channel, which, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And you maybe haven't seen me do this before because it has been a little bit since I've done it. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and kind of add some more of these die cut clusters to the upper left-hand spot of my layout. Different spots here to kind of get these clusters together and ready to go. So beautiful. This layout is just stunning to me. And we're not done yet. I'm bringing in the flowers. So part of the Gather main kit is this package of pink paisley flowers. These flowers are big, you guys. Like, they're thick and they are dimensional. But they are so gorgeous. So what I'd like to point out to you guys is, to everyone right now, if you are looking at this layout and you are loving it and you would like to know how to create elegant layouts like this, there are some style concepts and there are some techniques that I used in this layout that I feature and talk about more in my class, Simple Elegance. So if getting a layout like this is something that you really want and you want to be able to do it over and over again and know and understand the style concepts behind this, why I chose to put cluster the flowers together. Just anything, you know, this is a great example of some of the techniques and some of the style information, like some of the background of what we discuss in my class, because I've used a lot of the concepts from the class that I taught in the class on this layout as well. So you can always find that class available on my website, and you can play along with the sketch over at the Clique Facebook group. Have a wonderful day. Bye!